Welcome back, everybody, to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host, Michael Darcy, and today I'm going to break down whether or not Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to make the Kansas City Chiefs' final 53-man roster. So as you guys can see, I'm coming at you a little bit differently today, and that's because I just invested in a nice camera and some streaming software, because my motto is if the Chiefs Kingdom is going to invest their time and energy in me, I'm going to invest in them by giving them the best Chiefs content possible. So each and every single week, I'm going to come at you, give you some of the best content you're going to see on YouTube. So if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe for more Chiefs content. It really helps me out, and it allows me to continue to put money back into the channel and invest in you guys. But with that being said, let's talk about the main topic of this video, and that's whether or not Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to make the Chiefs roster. And if you didn't really know what was going on behind the scenes, you probably wouldn't know that Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. It was something that he addressed on Twitter to the fans, and then he talked to the media about it a couple days ago, and I think it really opened a lot of people's eyes. You know, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was in a self-defense incident back in 2018 when he was in college with an LSU teammate, and that event still haunts him to this day, and it left him with PTSD, and it had him basically a shell of his former self. He said in an interview that, you know, he still is trying to get back to being normal or just dealing with his mental issues. And I actually want to play this clip right here because I think it really does a good job of giving you the perspective of somebody that's going through PTSD. So without further ado, I'm going to play this clip from a Clyde Edwards-Helaire presser.
Day to day since, December 22nd, 2018, that's my best friend and I got into I had a self-defense situation, and I would say that's probably where majority of things stem from, but I wouldn't necessarily say everything stemmed from that. I mean, I have best friends that passed away from young ages from gun violence and just not being in the right places at the right time, and just knowing that I have people that was close to me or around me who's not in the situation or could be in the same spots that I am, but just like when I go back home, I'm visiting, some of my friends who are, at grave sites and doing those things. So it's different when you feel like your whole life is, football player or everything is geared towards this, but it's so much more to, just putting the pads on. And I mean, like I say, it's like you ask day to day. It's not just that. It's, I'm school, just got married. It's so many things that comes with a person, but I feel like that's kind of one of my main things.
When did you start trying to care for yourself mentally after that incident? Did you just push it away for a while?
I would say with that happening at such a young age, my first couple of years, you just try to block everything out and I'm at some point I'm gonna get over it, and you start to realize that just doesn't happen. You get older and you realize, hey, no matter the age, no matter the person, no matter the situation, everyone needs help at some point. And it's just being able to kind of step up and know, no, this is the help I need, or this is what I need to ask for. And even talking with my dad, talking with my mom. She was in the Army. My dad, past Marine, ex-cop. So he's sent me books. We've communicated back and forth. It's not just, I have my support system here, but I also have my support system home. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. I'll say now I'm probably the most level-headed and clear that I've probably been within the last 5 or 6 years.
So as you guys heard in that presser, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is just starting to get back to feeling healthy again. He hasn't been himself in 5 or 6 seasons. And football aside, I just want to say that I'm glad that Clyde is getting the help that he needs and really improving himself mentally, because football comes and goes, but at the end of the day, the only thing you have is your health and your mental health, which is so important. So great for Clyde. Great that he's getting that help that he needs. But that doesn't answer the question. Is he going to make the Chiefs' final 53-man roster? Because at the end of the day, the best ability in football is availability. And Clyde has not been available in training camp, and he really hasn't been playing too much over the past couple seasons. After Isaiah Pacheco took over as RB1 a couple years ago, we kind of have seen Clyde take a much different role in this offense, And this year, with the Chiefs having standout guys like Carson Steele and Deneric Prince in training camp, and Clyde just missing a lot of time and kind of being average to below average in training camp, it has a lot of Chiefs fans wondering, is he going to make the Chiefs' final roster? Because you hate to cut a guy that is going through all this mentally, but football is a business, and that sucks. I hate to say it, but the Chiefs might not pick up Clyde, and they might have to cut him because he is just not available to be on this team. And it might actually be very beneficial to Clyde to take some time off of football to get right mentally, because clearly he has not been the same player that he was at LSU. And I would not be surprised if the PTSD had a lot to do with that. But the reason that this is even a conversation and why the Chiefs haven't cut ties a long time ago is because the Chiefs drafted him with the final pick back in 2020 in the first round, which obviously gives the Chiefs a fifth-year option. So the Chiefs are going to pick up that fifth-year option and keep Clyde on this team. But I'm really curious to see if the mental health struggles that Clyde is going through might keep him off this team. Now, if you put a gun to my head and asked me if Clyde was going to be on this team, what would I tell you? I'd say he probably is, because the Chiefs don't want to give up yet, even though there might not be much to tank and he's going through all this stuff off the field. I think the Chiefs will probably keep him as RB3, even if he's behind Carson Steele or Deneric Prince. I think they might keep him, but that's eating into somebody else's roster spot. And you have to think about this logically. If Clyde is going to miss time, it might be a waste of a roster spot. And again, I hate to say this because he is going through so much off the field, but this is a business. And the Chiefs have to do what's right for their team and the organization, because they're trying to do something that no other NFL team has ever done, and that's win 3 Super Bowls in a row. The quest to three-peat, nobody else has ever done that. And who knows if the roster spot that they may or may not give to Clyde Edwards-Helaire would hurt them in the long run. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you think the Chiefs should keep Clyde? Do you think that he's already got a roster spot locked up? To me, I think he probably will make the team, but I'm more making this video to address the possibility that he could get cut, because who knows if the Chiefs are patient enough to guide him along this journey, I guess you could say, because like I said, the mental health stuff is no joke, and he could legitimately miss weeks upon weeks, and he could be I guess he wouldn't be a healthy scratch, but he'd be a do not play nearly every week. So the Chiefs are going to have to ask that question to Clyde and figure out if he's even going to be good enough to go in 2024. I think he's going to make this team, but it might not be the wrong move to maybe cut ties. And I know that might sound heartless, and there might be some people out there that hate me and disagree with that, but I think the Chiefs have to do what's best for them. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire has not been a very good player over the past couple seasons, and he really never lived up to that first-round hype. And if you pair that with the mental health issues that he's got going on, it might just make sense to finally end the Clyde Edwards-Helaire saga in Kansas City. But again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I could be wrong. I think the Chiefs will probably pick him up, and he will be on this team, but I wouldn't hate if they cut ties with him, because they might be able to get somebody that is a better producer and can help this team and help this offense, on the quest to the three-peat. Because if Clyde is going to miss substantial time, he's already going to have his carries taken by Deneric Prince and Carson Steele. So if you want to, I don't want to say waste a roster spot, but if you want to have a roster spot for Clyde, who's playing under his fifth-year option, go crazy, I guess. I mean, the Chiefs have proven me wrong the past couple seasons by winning back-to-back Super Bowls, but it was up to me, and I had to make the decision. I don't think that Clyde would be on this team. So again, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Go check me out on social media, Instagram, KC_Sports Report, and Twitter at KC Sports Report. Go check me out on the Bleacher Report mobile app, Michael_Darcy. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video, and go Chiefs.